Hey guys, what's up? Dimebot here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. Now, I've started right here on my desktop with the launcher for a reason. This game's got a pretty decent options menu. It's not the best, but it is here. It's outside the game. What I really wanted to show you guys, though, is this option right here. Stream-friendly music only. What they've done is they've secured the rights to most of their music. Most, not all. And it is streamable, and they have even included a little thing you can click on for when you get an inevitable claim, because YouTube's algorithm sucks, to copy and paste. This will not play the music they weren't able to secure the additional license rights to. So for you content creators, streamers, that's probably important. For the rest of you, let's go. So while we get loaded up here, what exactly is Rebel Galaxy Outlaw? Well, it's from Double Damage. As you can see, it is the prequel to Rebel Galaxy. Now, Rebel Galaxy was an interesting game because it was a capital ship sim, and it did it right. It did it really well, actually. I quite enjoyed that game. This game is in a slightly different vein. In fact, you play Juno Markev, who is your aunt that you're looking for in Rebel Galaxy. Now, in this game, Juno's a little pissed because her husband got killed, and she's after the guy who killed him, except he kicks her ass in the opening cutscene, and she crashes her ship, and bad stuff happens. So, let's take it from there and kind of talk about this in relation to some of the other space games on the market. Now, I will point out to you guys, when you start a new game, they recommend normal. Veteran is not that hard. It's limited starting equipment. Sim and old school, unless you've played like Privateer or Freelancer recently, you're going to get your ass kicked here. So let's drop in. Also, the music in this game's soundtrack is phenomenal. I'll probably say it 4 or 5 times, but it's good. Right, here we are in space. If you ever played Wing Commander, this is going to look real familiar to you. So let's talk about some basics real quick. So here's your game map. You have 30-something systems here, all handcrafted, none of them procedurally generated, unlike the original game. Now, if I want to go ahead and see a local map, I just pull up my radial here. This radial is going to be your friend. And here we go. Here's the map of the system we're in. There's not a ton to see here. There's the Carson Belt. There's a jump gate. There's another jump gate, and a primary mission. Now, I don't really want to do that primary mission right now. I'd rather actually head us back towards a system like New Mexico. So you'll notice 2 buttons, prompts at the top, autopilot and sublight. There's a couple different forms of travel in this game, that being the 2 primary. If I want to do game didn't keep my waypoint. There we go. If I want to just instantly go where I'm going, autopilot. Now, of course, I can be stopped by various things, like enemies, distress beacons, things like that. Here's our other means of transportation. Jump in between systems. Pretty straightforward, right? And this is a sci-fi space western game after all. If you want to spend a little bit of time moving around, though,
always gives me such a splitting headache.
That is possible. So, next I want to head to Colorado and then New Mexico. So the game's tagged my route for me there. Just got to get clear here using our afterburners. And we can go to Sublight.
Juno Markev, holy shit, I heard you were kicking around the sector, but I didn't believe it.
Oh, a little story here.
Marla? Is that you? Hell, girl, it's good to see you. Don't tell me you're still slumming with the double jacks.
Well, afraid so. You know me. Can't let go of a good thing. Listen, seeing as you're in the area and all, I could use a hand. You want to cruise by the old stomping grounds?
I don't know, Marla. I didn't leave on the best of terms.
Your bad blood never stopped you before. I could use the friendly ear.
Well, I guess I got some time to kill. Okay, Marla. I'll swing by.
Alright, so as you can tell, the story is fully voice acted. It's pretty good, too.
Let's meet at Loretto and Juarez first, though. See you soon.
Autopilot disengaged. Destination reached.
And there's multiple different characters. That's a new one for me. Most of the ones I've run into so far have been pretty interesting. Now, I want to get us to a station and get us docked so I can show you guys something. We're in Colorado. We'll make the jump to the next system and then we'll take a look at a few things. One thing that you may have just noticed there is I have skipped a couple of the
Entering the area.
travel scenes. The game makes it as easy as possible for you to skip the travel sequences. Actually, let's head to Texas. They really respect the player's time, actually. Oh, looks like we're going to get a little combat here. So as you can see, I'm adjusting my weapons, energy, and shields. Let's get up to this guy. Now, one thing I can potentially do is tap a button to bring up my comms and talk trash to this guy. And sometimes they'll pull off. Not this time, though. So much for that guy. Since we're in combat, I suppose this is a good time to talk about the pursuit mechanic. You'll notice if I hold left trigger on my gamepad, suddenly the view seems to zoom in a little bit. So let's get behind this guy. Fly away from him, actually, and I'll show you guys exactly what that does, because in a lot of space combat sims, it really devolves into just constantly turning towards a reticle that's off screen. However, if I hold this button, my ship is going to do it for me quite well, actually, and is going to let me fine-tune my aim on this guy. Let's take this guy down. You'll notice up in the top right, it's asking me if I want to tractor up some contrabands. I do not, because it is contraband, but you can pick up lots of other things that are not contrabands.
I think that's the last of them.
Alright. Now that we're done with those guys, that's a little taste of combat. There are capital ships in the game. You can blast their turrets off and things like that. It gets much, much, much more intense.
Red candy here for the grinder 171.
But combat is very fun. It's also very customizable. So, there's a distress signal out here. Suppose I could check it out for you guys. These are little random events that pop up. Sometimes it's to save somebody that, surrounded by mines.
Seem to be in a bit of trouble. I sure could use your help.
Just need to pair up, and we can be on our way.
Now, this person needs an escort. Sometimes they're being attacked by pirates. But we're just gonna escort them.
Sure pulled my ass out of the fire. Here's something for your trouble.
Destination reached.
That's 3,000 free credits. Nice and easy. There's a bunch of different types of those.
Marks on the kill board.
Destination reached.
You can turn tail or taste space. Your choice. If you turn around right now, maybe I'll let you live.
There's no profit in this. I'll burn you to cinders.
I had him the first time and then I pissed him off.
Going down.
Oh, that's it for you.
Missile inbound.
So I'm using a special weapon here I was given for a mission that I really don't like. We'll demonstrate some
Missile inbound.
other weapons here. when we get landed and talk about the different ships and things like that.
Inbound.
We can get some dry-aged yik-yak, though. Okay. So, you may be thinking, is combat the only thing to do in this game? No, you can trade, you can mine. I did mining for quite a bit on a stream and found it to be extremely fun. It's a pretty quick affair.
Stay frosty.
We're going to go ahead and head to a major planet here.
Destination reached.
Dutch patrol here. We are initiating a contraband scan. Do not deviate from your flight path.
I won't.
Contraband scan complete. Move along.
Not really supposed to do that.
Fly safe, friend.
Right, so the reason I've chosen the planet is to basically give you guys a rundown on the main facilities. Most stations have everything. I know for sure this one will have pretty much everything. Landing sequences are very reminiscent of Privateer. Alright, so when we go into the concourse, we can go to the equipment bay, which is where we can refill our ordnance, repair our ship, where I can buy various items. And go reinstall my swarm launcher here. We can head to the ship dealer. So there's the Platypus, your starter ship, Sonora, which I skipped, Sandhawk, which I own, Durston is a freighter, Coyote, which is the kind of the poster ship of this game. Right now, I only have access to 5 ships. There are 9 in total. They do need to be unlocked. You have your commodities market. I'm going to sell this yik-yak I picked up. Now you can see I've done a fair amount of trading around here, so you can kind of see, well, this is saying 368 days ago, but when it'll show you how much things are worth, what you've sold them for, where they're exported to or imported from. So if you want to play the market, it is absolutely possible. You got your mission board here. You can pick up different things, pirate sieges, patrols, deliveries, things like that. All pretty easy. They'll all tell you the threat level and how far you have to jump, how much cargo hold space. Also over here we have the bar. Now the bar is pretty important. You can talk to the bartender and you can get some tips from him about bounties in the area. You can talk about the local market.
Interest to somebody looking to buy or sell?
Sure, I keep up on the market. This is what's happening right now.
So now we know that Nakadochi is mining, and the system is selling mining ore or iron ore way lower than the system average.
Traffic coming through here?
Sure. When they drop by, I'll get a good idea. But I might have to ask for some cash up front for that information.
Now see, that was me. That could be pirated or information to use to pirate. So there's a lot of different ways to get the information you need. There's also a fully functional, quite fun 8-ball game here. So in this case, the stakes is just money, which I won't play. But sometimes there will be ship parts. There's also Star Avenger, which is an asteroids clone. I don't think I can get out of this, actually. Let's see if I can kill myself real quick. There we go. There's also a slot machine. Lots of little distractions in the game. There's a lot to do. Let's go mining real quick. Let me show you guys how that works. So I need to... Let's see, we'll take a combat laser, replace it with a mining laser. So here you see I've got armor and shields. You can buy different types of armor. I can actually buy... I have my carbide armor, and I want the Verse Steel armor. Would also like a better shield generator, and better ECM. You have components like your power plant to help with fire, your afterburners, which I really want that, and I can't afford it. Different radars. Cargo hold extender. Up to times 20. Tractor beam and your enhanced tractor. Your jump drive. Subsystems, mining scanner, and a repair droid. And then you have flare, which is your little bobbleheads, including Astroneer and some postcards. And surplus is your stash. Let's get into space, and I will talk a little bit about how I feel about this game. So, the game is a lot of fun. It has a lot of style. It's very much a space western. Let's see. Waco belt should be good. Whoa! There was something there. It flies very well. Some people have complained that it's not a full 6-axis flight, 6 degrees of freedom like Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous, but that's not what this game is trying to be. And if you really want to, you can hold a button and turn off your inertial dampening. So I'm just stealing this guy's stuff. It's not exactly the same as those games, but this game's flight model isn't trying to be that. Overall, the story has been good so far. It's a small-scale, simple revenge story, and it works very well for what it is in this context. The other thing that I really like is that all the systems are kind of handcrafted. They're interesting, they're unique. We've seen, an icy system that we were in earlier. This one, resources detected. Yes, where are they? There they are. There we go. That's mining. Pretty simple. So I don't really have a problem with the way that the game controls or flies in that regard, or the way that its scope is set out. It's a very contained tale. It's a lot of fun to play. The moment-to-moment action is good. Let's talk about the things that have kind of frustrated me. Sometimes it's a pain to get where you want to go. If you just look at this sector map, it can take a long time to get places. I went from Texas right here over to Dutch, and it went like this. So it was kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know enough about the game yet to know why I can't hit these red jump routes. But that was very aggravating. Occasionally the game difficulty will spike to a ridiculous degree. You can use your comms menu to talk to your target and basically, try to run away. Doesn't always work. And it is entirely possible to just get absolutely demolished. The game does save fairly often, so I haven't really had a huge issue with the save files. One thing that some people will have an issue with is the keyboard and mouse controls. I dislike them greatly. They're serviceable, but I did not have a good time. HOTAS controls are perfectly fine, but I've been playing on a gamepad, and to me, it's honestly the best way to play the game. It's the way the devs recommended it, and they're not wrong. I mean, they are the game devs. So, yeah, it's a lot to take in for this game, for this video, especially as I'm doing a hands-on flight demo, but I plan on doing some more videos for you guys, talking about how to make money, how to build your ships, my favorite ships, things like that. What do you think of the game? let me know in the comments down below. And yes, for everybody that's going to hate on it, I am aware it's on the Epic Game Store for $30. So if that's something that you have a problem with, then by all means, you know, you do you. But if you guys are playing, let me know what you think. Our hold is full, so it is time to head on out of here. And I think we'll head to Amarillo because it's a small base. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, hey, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.